Right now, एक बहुत ही interesting, fascinating panel discussion है. One of my favorites, जिनको मैं जानता हूँ, is moderating that. The subject is TV advertising in post-TV world. इसके लिए सर, Ron Crasto sir, please आप आ जाओ यहाँ पे director, Red Fox Media Corp. Huge round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely. So to join him on the panel, this one, may I please invite Rabindra Narayan, MD and President, PTC Network. तालियां please, अभी lunch भी हो गया, अभी थोड़ा ज़्यादा please. क्या बात है? Shivam Ranjan, Marketing Head, Motorola. He's joining us virtually, especially for this session. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thinking Bhasker Jaiswal, Chief Operating Officer, Media, Dentsu, India. Neeta Thakare, Senior Vice President Distribution, QYou Media India and Business at Q Marathi. Neeta ji, I'm seeing you after a long time. How are you? Lovely. Kavita, Sagar, Head Revenue Broadcast, Intent Media Network. क्या बात है? So lunch भी हो गया, panel भी तैयार है, सब लोग तैयार है. So let's go forward. Love it. Stage is all yours. Thank you.
Okay, so everyone is back with their lunch. A lot of guys will do their Dakars and few guys will also go to sleep. So, but we are going to keep this alive, right?
Of course.
Completely.
Great.
Waiting for you.
Full energy के साथ.
Waiting for you to make it alive and happening for all of us.
Chalo. Okay. So today's session is going to be interesting with a very, very interesting panel. And I hope our friend from Motorola has joined.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, great. Great, great. Hi, welcome. So here is what is happening. So eventually, there is this small story I want to narrate where a sales guy called a brand manager during the festive period somewhere in September. And while he was doing his call, the brand manager said, how are you doing with the sales guy? He said, I'm doing good, sir, but I wanted to check up if there is any campaign happening for this festive season. अच्छे नए shows आ रहे हैं, and I think I would like you to put your monies in the brand. तो भाई साहब brand manager says कि मुझे strategy change करना है. तो I said, the sales guy said, wow, क्या करना है सर? मुझे digital जाना है. तो the sales guy said, sir, digital तो है ही, लेकिन आप TV क्यों छोड़ रहे हो? नहीं, मुझे मेरे campaign को viral करना है. तो सर viral तो TV में भी होता है, लेकिन मुझे celebrity भी करना है. तो celebrity तो हमारे यहाँ भी celebrity है. अरे वो celebrity मतलब मैं influencer marketing की बात कर रहा हूँ. तो सर हमारे यहाँ टेलीविजन में बहुत सेलिब्रिटीज आते हैं. एंड फाइनली ही द टेलीविजन गाय सेड, फिर आप कैंपेन क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो सर? ही सेड, मुझे नहीं करना है क्योंकि मुझे चेंज ऑफ थॉट है और मैनेजमेंट सोच रहा है द फ्यूचर इज गोइंग टू बी डिजिटल. तो द सेल्स गाय सेड, सर भलाई फ्यूचर इज गोइंग टू बी डिजिटल बट द करंट इज टेलीविजन. सो आई वांट टू आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन टू ऑल ऑफ देम इन द पैनल. In this entire conversation, do you think future is going to be digital or television is here to stay? So we can have a very interactive session here. It's not going to be a Q&A kind of a stuff. Let's all sit and have fun and masti here. So anyone can pick up and start.
So I'll just begin. See, I'm from a print media. So when I shifted from a print to TV, people said print mar gaya. Okay, but then print mara nahi hai na. Times of India I still read today. I enjoy that. Then I came to TV. Now TV people are saying TV mar gaya, ab digital. See, new technologies will always come and it is good and let them come. There's always competition. TV nahi marega. That I can definitely say because I still believe in TV. There is still an audience which is in the rural, which likes TV. There is still your DD Free Dish audience that looks at TV. There's still an audience which, where a cable still cannot go, which still looks at TV. Also, you see with the 4G, 5G, I just attended a Jio yesterday and a 5G, and I was like on the top of the world thinking, arey wow, 5G, great, super, whatever. But I still feel, where is this phenomena going to be? Right now, we are sitting in metro, we are sitting in Mumbai, Delhi, in the metros, and we are all talking about this sitting here. I go to a place like Karjat and I still don't get a network. So what is that then? Karjat is next to Mumbai. Mumbai ka cousin hai. Mumbai ka step cousin hai ya jo bhi hai. But I'm still not getting a network. So what is it then? So TV will come over there, na? TV wahan pe available hai, but network nahi available hai. Where am I going to see the OTTs? So it's not that I'm against it. Maybe I'm sounding like that at this point in time. No, I'm a very much of a TV believer, and I think TV is there to stay. Kahin nahi ja raha.
Yeah, no, sounds like a TV activist, but we love it.
No, I think, Ron, you've got a very interesting selection of people on the panel. Because taking a cue from what Neeta said, well, we all seem to be a part of that time when people told us on our faces that print is dying. And today we are the elephant in the room, wherein people are looking into our faces and saying that TV is dying. But the reality is that nothing is really dead. I think everything coexists, and Didi Friedish, like what we've discussed, has given a fresh lease of life. For us also as a business, we are very bullish at Intent. We've got 3 channels there, there we are plugging them in. So I think it's all good. We're just evolving, learning, and adapting, and which is what we've done in the last 2.5 decades. So I think that's the way to go, right?
Yeah, but what do you have to say, sir?
See, I would say the entire debate is wrong. The question is wrong. There is nobody killing anybody. They are just medium.
I agree.
Print is a medium, TV is a medium, film is a medium. New mediums will keep on emerging. I mean, very soon the technology is coming when you don't need TV, you don't need mobile phone, you don't need iPad, laptop. You just wear a Google Glass in your eye and everything is at the flip of your eye. The point is, content has always been the king. Earlier, the stories were narrated orally. Then came the print, then books, then came the silent cinema. Stories were seen on a big screen. Books didn't die. Oral tradition didn't die. Then came another revolution, the newspapers, print, this, that. Then came Doordarshan and the Thunderbirds and all those series which used to come, and we used to be glued to TV watching another world. But all of us were following stories. Then came the Z, ATN, Sonys of the world, and everybody said Doordarshan is dead, terrestrial TV is dead. It still is existing. It changes the mode of delivery. Now is the era of digital. Now this digital era is a very, very new phenomena. It's in a nascent stage, and it's going to grow into another shape. Already, I'll tell you, we are in the pre-production of a virtual reality web series. I mean, how many of us are thinking in VR? We are the only company in the world which does 360-degree virtual reality telecast live every day. We broadcast Gurbani from the Golden Temple, and that broadcast is available in virtual reality. All our events, all our ground events, all our Kabaddi World Cups, tournaments, we've been covering in virtual reality. They're available, all are available in VR. I mean, this country is still not woken up to VR, but that's the future. Everything that you see today will turn into VR, and I'm very, very scared when people will just sit in their beds or chairs and will have a VR gear, and they'll be living in another world, or they will be visiting countries, places virtually. So it doesn't stop. I mean, the debate that this thing is going to kill that thing is going to kill. No, as long as you have good content, wherever it is available, people will go and see it.
Fantastic. How do you second that?
So I think I'm unique here, where I'm the buy side of the thing where they're selling it. So I think I agree with all the guys saying that content is the king. But I think what we have to also look at is how the mediums are coming. And if you actually go to YouTube and see, like Sony TV and Z will have 100 million subscribers, right? Maybe similar to what they're getting. So in a way, people are watching content and where they're watching. I think what the big question is, whether TV is dying is not as a medium, because we have much bigger TV sets. We have per capita TV sets have gone up in that way. So it's just another device which you are accessing it. And with connected TV, obviously that fusion is happening. And obviously, as an advertiser, what we are looking at is that what is the advantage which you can exploit with digital technology, as such as targeting, or even at looking at like frequency capping and stuff like that, which will make your plans more efficient. But I think right now in India, there are two types of advertisers which we see which is coming through. One is the old school advertisers who have been in the business. They understand, and the conversation which you had where you must be an old school advertiser and say कि digital करना है. But we also have so many advertisers who are digital first, and they have done so much of performance marketing that they are coming to us and saying कि अब branding करना है. So the reverse is also true. So there's always a sweet spot, and it's just at what was your starting point in legacy, and maybe if you're a digital first brand for last 2 years, then you are actually exploring that, because a lot of studies have said that what the consumer does is that you need to have some amount of digital, and digital is also in a way video plus what performance marketing is in terms of search and clicks in that way. So that mixture is going to be there, and to me, like TV spends as a function of the thing as new mediums come through. Like 50 years back, print had 70% share of spending. Right now, TV is down to maybe 45, 50. It can go down to 10. I've seen in other markets like China, which were first mover advantages in video, their TV spend has gone to 25%. But the same players you can make the money on your app, you can make it. So to me, as a media house, it's basically it's more about availability and mental availability. Right now it was a TV channel, then it can be a YouTube channel, and as she said that if the penetration goes up, I will watch the content I want. If it is available on TV, I will watch it. If it's not available on TV or I can watch it on video on demand on YouTube, I'll watch it on an app. So the consumer will follow the content they want, and then the media dollars will flow there. So whoever owns the best content, you can monetize it wherever you want. Yeah.
Right. So you mean to say the audience is everywhere. What do you say, Shivam? What is your thought?
Yeah, absolutely. I think great points mentioned all across. Extremely sorry for not having joined in person, but I hope I'm audible and I hope I'm clear.
Very much.
Great views from everyone, and I completely agree. See, first of all, I think like it was mentioned, the channels. I mean, these are advertising channels, and all channels are there to exist and coexist. And it is the choice of the advertisers depending on what the purpose is, right? So every medium is serving a purpose, right? So I think digital definitely is coming up in a strong way. You are seeing a shift in terms of advertising spends to digital, but television is not there to go away. I mean, at least if you still look at various surveys, television advertising or mainline advertising is still adding to brand perception, brand value. People have different attribution to a brand when they also communicate on traditional platforms, for example, TV, right? I mean, so that is not going away. Secondly, you can't just choose one medium and communicate there. You have to complement the reach, right? So you have to complement the reach. You have to hit them at different touch points, and I think there TV definitely becomes an important medium to create reach as well as frequency, in addition to what you're doing on digital. So definitely not going away. But I think what is happening is very clearly a shift towards advertisers moving towards digital because of the transparency, because of certain data metrics that they have. But that also is good in one way. I feel it takes television out of its comfort zone, says we have to maybe evolve a little bit further, give advertisers a bit more transparency, bit more flexibility, bit more control to be able to compete in that way. And I think it's good for the industry overall, where we will see traditional mediums also evolve to give advertisers those levels of flexibilities, which or maybe some extent of those levels of flexibility that we see on digital currently. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I think very good inputs from the team and every one of us. But there is also some new confusion which is now creating in the market. There is something which is called pay TV. There is something which is called FTA, which is free to air. There is something which is new, which has come out, which is called connected TV. So TV as a broader term is also getting different demarcations by itself. Now from the panel, I need to ask this question: how do we address this? Do we have to say the race is between pay TV and FTA, or connected TV is going to be the new buzzword where advertisers are going to put their money there? Future, the brands are going to have their own connected TV. So as you say, for media houses, the buying and planning is also getting too complex. So I'm throwing this question to the panel. How do we address this kind of a scenario? And if somebody has to spend his top dollars on these current scenarios, how does it work?
So I can take a dig on it. So actually, if you look at a lot of advertising, as we said that, you know, they are looking at different types of creatives. So, you know, if you like, we talk about media, but actually creative in a way is also dependent on what we have. So in a way, what most advertisers have done is that they are looking at video as a whole. And then in terms of like, depending on target audience, if TV is the cheapest, they are buying TV. And as she said that for target audiences which are in metros, you want that incremental reach, then you buy more video, right? And then you buy YouTube, or you buy a long tail of other OTT players. And then to me, connected TV is just a device. So like, I'll give you some data that, you know, if you just buy a default YouTube buy, depending on which market you are in, you can get anything between 5 to 40% of your advertising will be actually aired on connected TV by default if you don't give any filters. So in terms of the advertiser mindset, we are planning on the medium because we have to allocate budget and send the advertising spends to somebody. But when we are at a planning stage, it's not only for big properties is where people say we need to buy IPL or something specifically which is there, which may have other activation and amplification implications. But otherwise, we are actually, most of our clients are moving and saying, okay, if the TV is the most efficient medium for us, then so be it. And if video, what we can do and OTT we can do. It's just that in video it's slightly more complex because you have a 6-seconder, you have got skip ads, and there's a lot of learning to be had in terms of what is there. In TV, we have got 50 years of learnings of 30-second work, 15-second work, which position in break, prime time. So all that learning is inherent, and we are trying to apply those learnings on our what we're doing in video planning going forward. Yeah.
So broad strokes is video. Yeah, Neela.
No, I just want to add to this saying that, see, I mean, if you're looking at it from a pay, free and connected, it's completely different. See, for an advertiser, I don't think looks at, you know, it's a pay channel or a free-to-air channel. At the end of the day, what Narayan sir said, it is content. Now, content is appearing, say, on a pay channel, or it's appearing on an FTA channel, or if it's appearing on a connected TV. The numbers at the end of the day matters. Connected TV is an upcoming thing. At some point in time, it will come. But for a free-to-air, it's but natural. The availability matters a lot. You know, where all we are available. And for a free-to-air channel, it's basically only subscription, or it's revenue coming in only from one source, that's advertising. But for a pay channel, even if that advertiser may not come in, but I'm still getting a revenue coming in. So it is balancing out for them. But for a free-to-air channel, which is like me or like Narayan sir's PTC, for all of us, what really matters is the availability across India, wherever, you know, our channels are available, and how much more we can gain out of this entire thing. So there is a difference. So we can't really say a pay, FTA or a connected, because all of them numbers will always be different. I mean, sir, correct me if I'm wrong.
I'll give you one insight. Since beginning, we've been fed on freebies. So we are Indians. Our local governments and center government has made policies such a way that you are accustomed free power, free electricity, freebies and this and that. So we've got into the habit of getting things for free. This is one market which refuses to pay even for good things.
But newspapers also we don't pay, no? So,
yes,
so many times.
We don't pay.
Where? People avoid paying for that also.
So much so that the most watched cricket match has to be made available on Doordarshan for free.
Correct, I agree on that.
So when something is available for free, I can keep racking my brains. Arey yaar, pay hota main bhi. Now we broadcast Gurbani from the Golden Temple. Everybody who's a Sikh, who's slightly devotional, has to watch Gurbani because they will get their daily order, their daily hukumnama from that broadcast, live broadcast. I could have charged them, but then I realized, one, I have a moral duty also. There is their faith. Do I charge them for the faith? Secondly, I said, I want my reach. If I get my reach, and if I am part of everybody's daily life, then I can do other things in the rest of the time, and that will get me money. Somebody will need those eyeballs that I'm bringing, and they will pay for it. I mean, right now, today, what is the battle right now? The free GBs data, 1 GB free every day, 5 GB free every day. The trouble is the telecom companies are right now in the business of making people guzzle data. So they're not investing in content. They're buying content so that their data, which they're giving for free, can quickly evaporate, and then they can make money.
And they tell you it's free also.
It's free.
Over there. वहाँ पे भी तो चल रहा है ना free.
तो वो free है नहीं वैसे, but as a broadcaster, as a content creator, you have to be very conscious that I need a bigger audience, and to get that bigger audience, I have to be free. And this is not just this country, the Indians anywhere. In Europe, we launched PTC Punjabi in 2014. We've been free to air since day one. And today, every other channel in Europe has become FTA. They've all gone free. They realize they can keep on being pay, nobody will buy them. Pirates will have free run. Today, Canada is the biggest trick market for me, Canada and USA. I have officially only 50,000 subscribers. Unofficially, I've got more than 3 lakh subscribers. I mean, if I'm getting advertising, 50,000 is a number I'll get ads on? No. The fact is I'm available in every household. That's what gets me the money from the advertiser. So we decided whether we do ground events, whether we create channels or any content, we're not going to ask the audience to pay for it. Why get in the headache? Somebody needs that audience. I'll find that somebody and ask him to pay to reach them.
Also, yeah, also to make a point here, like I would say, you know, till some time back, a lot of conversations that we were having with brands was that I want the pay audience, it's a premium audience, where they have the spending capabilities. And, but there has been a shift which is happening now increasingly in the market, because brands are also recognizing that they want the consumer. They want the consumer. It's also the penetration in terms of television as it's getting deeper and deeper, how to reach the end consumer. So the conversations are shifting, and we had a very interesting conversation this week wherein we went to an agency and we were speaking to a media planner or buyer, and he told me that, you know, we are merging. So I'll be talking to you for connected TV, I'll talk to you for linear TV, and I will talk to you how I can reach any viewer which is on TV. And or any other medium, taking a point from what, you know, Sir just said, that it is a content-driven world. So if you're coming onto one of my channels, let's say you decide to come onto Showbox, which is a music channel, how can I marry my social handle? So we are also evolving, right? So we are finding formats, we are finding shows wherein, you know, how do you marry Instagram, get it live on TV, you get your scanning codes. And also, I think brands are evolving, agencies are evolving, and we are learning. So, you know, the lines are getting blurred drawn now. It's not in buckets. Everybody is clear, they want to reach a viewer. How do they get to the viewer? How do they penetrate a country like India to get deeper and deeper, you know, and get there? So, yeah, that's what.
Shivam, how do you see as a brand?
Absolutely agree. I mean, I think, like mentioned by the panelists just now, I mean, these are not separate buckets. These are things that brands and advertisers are using together. So, for example, for us, right? I mean, if I have to do a campaign for a premium product, which is at a 50,000 rupee smartphone, I will use pay TV, and I will also use connected TV, because, I mean, for me, that medium is also delivering to the premium audiences, and that's the cohort that I want to address to. But both will be together, and they will combine together to give the reach and frequency that I want to deliver to that audience. For example, if I'm advertising for a mass product, which is a sub 10K product or a 15,000 rupee product smartphone, I definitely want massive reach. So in that case, maybe I don't pick connected TV because that's not the right audience segment for me. But I definitely will go for free-to-air channels to get that reach, to get to the people that really need those kind of devices. So I think it's a matter of choices. I mean, all these terms, you know, sometimes, you know, we in the industry have created these terms, and we tend to think they're all, you know, segregated. But from an advertiser perspective, see, what is my objective? My objective is to reach a particular TG with a particular type of content or a product, right? That is my objective. Whatever mediums or a mix of mediums allow me to do that, I will definitely go ahead and do that. So in the current scenario, while all these terms exist, I mean, I think both advertisers, agencies are evolving to give you a right mix. So I don't think people are seeing them as standalone or segregated ways of investment and reaching audiences. We are all seeing it as, you know, integrated solutions. So we are looking at combining them. I think an expectation, though, that I might have is, you know, one day we could get that consolidated reporting. So if I could get a consolidated CTV and that I'm getting on a particular TG. I mean, that would be ideal. That's how where I see technology evolving. But I think even now it's not independently. I think I'm at least in our experience, we're using them together. Yeah.
Great. I think the panel has really given some fantastic feedback on what, and few more things are really eye-openers for us. But then there is also this new battle, or this is an old battle, let's put that. Okay. The battle is basically in terms of national TV versus regional TV, or national advertising versus regional advertising. The battle also says that of late, regional players are eating out the national advertisers. Is it true both in terms of revenue and both in terms of viewership? I would like the panel to discuss this and also debate.
So I'll tell you what, India is a country of many languages, obviously, 20 plus, 22 plus, whatever, so many dialects. And you also have some of the states that are contributing so much to content. You know, like Punjab is contributing, Bengal is contributing, Maharashtra is contributing, Tamil Nadu, Telugu, whatever. So obviously there is a lot of regional channels that are coming up because a lot of people want to watch content in their own language. So even if it is A plus kind of a viewer who's in Maharashtra would want to watch the content in his language rather than going to a Hindi, or another GC, because that's what is that person's interest. And with so much happening in the regional, plus with even you would agree with me or not, but even from the media planning level, they are looking at probably a targeted advertising. They are looking at more regionalized kind of a, advertising also. So at that point in time, a regional channel becomes, more important from that perspective. And also with a lot of audience now watching, the regional channel, plus the content cost is also lower. The entire package for a regional channel is extremely, extremely important at this point in time. And national advertisers are now looking at, regional. And there's a lot of regional traction if you see. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a Hoi Choi also probably. Or there wouldn't have been a Planet Marathi on an OTT that's coming up, I'm just giving these examples because regional has become very critical, which is why more people are now looking at and focusing on regional channels. Especially because there is abundant content available and less number of channels. Hence, that's what I think. And I think from here on, Narayan sir can elaborate further on this because he's the regional king there more than me.
I totally agree with you because I'll tell you, the innovation and experiments and new things are being done by regional television. Mainline Hindi channels have a set formula. They will have that fiction, that's family drama, and there is no scope of innovation there. Now, I'll give you an example. Swaraj was launching a tractor, and they asked us, what can we do? We said, normally we do Voice of Punjab, which is in studios and all that, but for you, we will do Akhada. What is Akhada? Akhada is an impromptu folk singing gig, which is done in villages. They just put a few cots, make them stand up, mount speakers on them, put up a system, and they sing. So we went village to village, and we built a set which was based on the tractors. Their sales team, regional team was there to distribute literature about it, tell people about it, but people were coming there to sing, to participate in that contest. So Mera Swaraj Young Star Akhada became a rage there, and it was a hit. So this experiment, you will never expect a mainline channel to do. They got their hands full, they've got their pockets full, their inventory is sold at a rate in advance, so they don't want to experiment. It's the regional television which is constantly on the lookout for revenue, money. I have to steal from the elephants. So we are small wily cats who has to steal from the kings, the lions and all that. So you innovate more, you run more, you hunt more, you do more. So regional, which is why is actually now not regional. It's become global.
Yeah, in fact, to add to a point to what Sir just said, it's been very interesting for us. So we represent as a business, we have a GC, which is on DD Free Dish, which is Ishara. And simultaneously, I have a Bhojpuri channel called Filamchi Bhojpuri to sell. Now, definitely, the reality is that the demand for Ishara is far more in terms of brands wanting to come on board. So we were pretty much racking our brains and trying to figure out kya hai, kaise kare. Valid point, localization, humne bhi kiya, canter activity kiya, we got brands, you know, we went local into Bihar. And then one fine day we just realized, but only 30% of my viewership, where a lot of media planners and buyers are evaluating me for the market of Bihar, Jharkhand. There is 70% which is coming from UP, which is coming from Chhattisgarh, which is coming from MP, and the same thing is going to be at PTC. So the fact is that it is regional, it is growing, it is present across HSM for languages which are widely spoken, and South is another beast altogether, and I'm sure Bengali and Marathi and everything. So it's interesting, and we've had clients or agencies looking at us and saying, oh great, you know, I think that's something we can evaluate. So are we getting a fair share of the buck? We could do better, definitely, in terms of advertising. But as a regional bucket, are we reaching out? Definitely. You know, that's what it is.
So as a content, like taking off from what he said, from a content perspective, we experimented. Even I did something on Q Marathi, which is called the one-act plays. It's called Ekankikas. But that is something I don't think I would have been able to do on a Hindi GC, on our own Hindi GC. But we did experiment something like this. There's a lot of things that happened, you know. So we merged a lot of things together, but a regional something happening which is very specific to the Marathi audience over there really made a lot of sense. Why? Because that, oh, there is that Marathiness coming in because it's a regional channel. So obviously, you know, that what he said, I completely agree with it. You know, something from within that happens, and I'm sure, I mean, a lot of advertisers today are looking at...
absolutely. The share of the pie is
the share of the pie here. Yeah, I think.
So, like, again, obviously vernacular is growing. In fact, if you look at, if you want to watch a cricket match also, which are available in 7 languages right now. So to me, the customizing content is a thing. I think the challenge for advertisers is such that India is such a broad country, and how many ads you make, right? You know how many dubbings you do. That is one effort which has to be put in terms of what will go to. That's why we'll see that a lot of premium advertising is still in English in that way. And then there's a debate on whether you can run a different language ad in this thing. I think regional TV, obviously, to me, if I look at it, is going to get stronger, because in a way, the content which Z or Sony in that way what is running is actually now available everywhere. In fact, Netflix is also running similar kind of content in that way, or YouTube, they have a YouTube channel which is there. So there are a lot of avenues for you to actually find the similar content, whereas regional, because it is small, but it's also niche and highly engaging for a very loyal type of audience. So given the TV advertising is going to get a bit smaller, it will then, what will make sure that if I want to do a very high reach, if I want to buy, I'll go and buy cricket, right? And then I will not maybe go to those channels, and I'll look for a different type of content. So to me, just like the balancing act will happen, where I'm sure that the regional channels control X% of share, that will also change with, and we don't have to look at only TV, you know, TV, digital, everything. In a way, consumer mind has 24 hours, he spent 4-5 hours on different media, whether reading the newspaper, and how he's going to do the balancing act. And obviously, the big ticket items will go. So for example, what Sir was saying, that he has one content which is very loyal, it's a part of the day. So that is very hard to shake. And that is, I think, that ritual which you have, whether it is replaceable or not is the question, and that will balance out. So I can't tell you what the number would be, but I think if you're very strong in a very specific genre or content you have, then you'll keep having a loyal audience, and other things can move, but yours share wouldn't move.
Let me give you one example in the end. Does anybody know here which Indian TV channel is impaneled in White House and Canadian Parliament? None of the mainline channel. I'll give the answer. None of the mainline channel. It's PTC.
Wow.
Which Indian channel has its own studios? Its own studios in USA and Canada? PTC. No Aaj Tak, NDTV or Star, Z, Sony. They don't have. 23 reporters across 19 cities in the world. PTC.
Super.
So the thing is, regional is no longer limited to region. The people of that region are all over the world. It's said that potatoes and Sikhs or Punjabis are all over the world. They can be found anywhere. So wherever they are, there is PTC. And when we are there, we're their voice. So in Canada, I'm the voice of Canadian Punjabis. 30% of my content for Canada is produced in Canada. For US is produced in US. For UK is produced in UK. So the content creators have to be relevant to the audience that they are catering to in that region. So I'll give you another example. My beam for Toronto is separate from my beam which goes to Vancouver. Even in one country, 2 regions, difference of 4 hours, there are 2 different beams. The news bulletins in Toronto are a bit different from the news bulletin in Vancouver. So the thing is, all that hard work, all experimentation, all innovation is happening in regional TV. And it's about time that the agencies also realize it, the amount of effort. Regional TV is putting in. For me, producing a series is not less than producing a Hindi series. The cost is almost the same. Running a news channel, producing news bulletins is the same cost as it would be to a national channel. Only the manpower cost will be a bit less. ये पंजाबी है या मराठी है, ये अर्नब गोस्वामी नहीं है भाई, ये संकेत नहीं है, तो तुम इतना पैसा थोड़े लोगे. उतना ही सेविंग है. कैमरा उतने का है, स्टूडियो उतने का है, लाइट उतने का है, सब उतने का है. फील्ड में गाड़ी में पेट्रोल भी उतने का है. But when you go to the buyer, yeah, you are Marathi, you are Gujarati. How can you ask me for that 5,000 rate here? इससे कम में तो NDTV मिल जाएगा, इससे कम में तो Z off prime मिल जाएगा. There has to be a time when people have to realize the amount of effort and amount of hard work is being put to give a voice to the regional audience.
I second, third that completely.
Yeah.
Shivam, what about you?
No, I completely agree. I think regional is growing. We are seeing tremendous growth in regional as well. I mean, in terms of our reach, for example, I mean, we have to complement. So all our TV plans, they are not, we never go without regional. And the reason is that, you know, whenever you have to over-index on certain markets, for example, in our smartphone markets, we may be strong in Maharashtra, maybe we are strong in Karnataka. So wherever we have to over-index in terms of GRPs, I mean, regional is definitely the way forward. I mean, you have to invest into regional channels to be able to get that, those additional GRPs, that share, and be able to increase your market share. So I think regional has been a part of our strategy. Regional continues to be a part of our strategy, and regional will be there. The second biggest benefit, again, and I think a lot of panelists mentioned this, and this is a very big advantage, is that, you know, the flexibility that we get with regional channels. I think that is something that we don't get with national channels. And I think, you know, that is very important. So for example, if I want to make a content that is very, very relevant to the audience and is customizable. See, typically national channels will have a certain format. They have a fixed format, they have a fixed show. The integrations are also very limited. In the case of regional channels, we've seen tremendous amount of flexibility and openness to give that kind of, you know, customized content for brands, which I think is a big advantage for us as well to create high resonance with the consumers.
Great, thanks Shivam.
Regional is a new national then, you know, at some point in time.
Okay, I think time is up, but I think I need to ask one question, last question of the panel. Just one word for this question. What do you think is the future of television? Just one word. I just think of one word so that we sum up the entire narration of what we had such wonderful conversations which happened. Starting with you, sir.
See, TV will always remain. The screen size might change. It might fit into my watch. It might fit into my glasses. But TV will remain. TV is not going anywhere. TV is going to stay. It's a visual medium, audio-visual medium. It will always stay.
I will use, it will become more binge. That's what I say. That's what the future is.
TV is there to stay for sure. Not going anywhere.
Yeah, TV is definitely there to stay. We like this fresh boost that we've all got from television. I think it's been a fantastic innings for us. We are also now reinventing, recalibrating, and building up even more exciting content. So TV is going to continue rocking, Ron. It's not going anywhere.
Shivam?
Yeah, one word, omnipresent.
I like that, yeah.
Perfect.
Best.
You're the only
Perfect.
one who
You're
followed
the one who
the
said
brief.
the perfect.
The only one.
Okay, with that, we end this session. It was lovely talking to you, and it was
Thank you, Ron.
very
Thanks.
interesting.
Thank you.
And we would like to have A warm and a huge clap for all these members.
Fantastic. Past ho, present ho, future ho, TV का जलवा था, है और रहेगा. That is what it is. On that note, may I please call upon stage Siddharth Laik, founder and editor-in-chief IWMBuzz Media Network, to give away the tokens of appreciation. A huge round of applause for TV, ladies and gentlemen. Picture perfect moment.